Welcome to myprojectbazaar.com. The project title is The Small World of File Sharing. Now going to explain the abstract. Most of the file sharing networks plays a major role in the current networking domain. When considering each of the system, the need is the performance improvement in the network. The existing system proposes a new structure, but it is considered in the distributed system. We consider the system in the centralized system to improve the performance of file sharing process during the high workload. Now going to explain the data flow diagram. The process starts with considering the data set. First of all, we have to load the data set. After that, by giving the number of users and get the node details from the data set. The node details nothing but the x and y coordinate. After getting the x and y coordinate, we have to calculate the path between the each users and get the distance between the users. The next process, get the file request from the end user to the server, and the server checks the nearby user who are having the end user requested file. If the neighbors have that file, the server gives the information about the client to the end user, and the end user give the request to that client and download the files. Otherwise, the server itself, the end user gets the file and download successfully. Now going to show the demo of the project. This is the home page of our project. Now going to start the further process. The first process is loading the data. Here we are considering D0 dataset, and the file contents are shown here. Then by clicking load button, the data are loaded into the database. We can view the database loaded contents here. Next, we have to extract the node positions based on the number of users we are getting. Now we can get 4 xy coordinate values from the data set, and we can view here. Next, we have to get the values of x and y, and based on that we are drawing that in the screen. Now going to calculate the path between the each nodes, and we can view here. Then going to show the main process between the server and the end user with the help of 3 clients. First of all, we have to update the node ID for the users. First we get the node ID here. First we select on as a end user, and we can view the details here. Then have to update the node IDs for the other client users. Here the client 1 is selected as a node 2, and we can view the details here. Then have to update the node ID for client 2 and 3 as done before. Then here we are selecting the node IDs for client 2 and going to select the node ID for client 3. And we can view the details here. Then next process, here by clicking get button, the end user get the files which are available in the server. These are the file details. Now going to select the file, and here into search file request. First of all, give to server, and the server is monitoring the end user request. So here we get the file request. First the server check the user requested file which are available in the client sites. So client 1 and 3 contain these files. Next going to discover the neighbors. First get the node ID positions of the users and get the nearby users, and going to select the neighbors, and is the neighbor is a client or not. By clicking this check button we can view. Now get the secondary user details. So the second detail will be sent to the end user by clicking send client detail to the end user. So here have to check the server reply in this page. Now going to send the request to the client. Here the considered client is client 1. So first we have to get the client 1 form here, and by clicking file request for client, the request which is sent to the client 1. So here the client 1 is now act as a secondary server. So here we get that, and now going to check the file list available here. Here the .NET file is available, so you can view the contents here. Now the client 1, which is act as a secondary server, give the permission to the end user to download the files. Now the end user can download the files successfully here. For this whole performance, we are going to evaluate the performance evaluation using this graph. The main evaluation theme is time evaluation. The existing is centralized server, and now we considered here as distributed server. The performance evaluation is shown between the workload and the number of files.